so Ramban, right? Like why are the Mitzrayim and the Edomim like not punished as bad? Is because they only punished Eretz Israel, like they only beat on Eretz Israel physically. Like Edom sent the army, right? And then the Mitzrayim they made them slaves, and then the Ammonim and the Moavim, like the Moavim, they're the ones who cohabited with the Jews, and then doesn't it like why? How come like the Ammonim? It sounds like it's only physical. Also, they just didn't give them food and water, like right. And also about the Mitzrayim they made like 80% of the Jews, if not more, of them die because it was like very impure in Egypt.
So let's. It's very, very important what you just said. Let's go to Mitzrayim because it's not exactly the case. So first of all, we were in Egypt for 210 years. Okay, and out of these 210 years, we were a slave only 86. So that's it's less than half of this time. And when it was a famine in the world, we need a place to stay somewhere. And actually, the Mitzrayim, because of the Yosef, of course, but they accepted us, and we were able to go to Egypt, and they supported us for with the bread and other foods for a long time. So that's why they were good part of the time to do let's say majority of the time. Of course, they were very, very bad then, but in the beginning they were very good, and that's why we have to be grateful. Of course, we're not allowed to marry, I think about Egyptian, it said third generation, so they can marry each other, or, for example, family from Egypt, they would convert, so, and only third generation, third generation can marry the natural born Jews. Why? Because of this appreciation, right? So they were not as bad. But these people, when Bilam said to Balak, so he said, send these women, right? Send this Midianite women, women in general, right? To seduce the Jewish man. So if somebody is killed physically, for example, right? So he has a share in the world to come. Okay, so if he's righteous, he goes to Gan Eden right away, or very soon at least, right? So this actually help him. But if somebody makes other person to sin, so he actually deprive this person not only from this world but from the world to come. That's a big issue, and this is something unforgivable, because we came here in this world to do whatever we need to do in this world to get to the world to come. So that the person who makes other people sin spiritually is actually worse than somebody who kills them physically. That's the explanation, and that's what Ammon and Moab were trying to do. So one suggests to another, one nations. They were in a combination. Doesn't matter. Even if they give advice, that's a bad enough. So that's the second reason why we do not accept men, but again we accept women. I think Naamah, his name was the second one from India.
So hold on, wait. But the women were the ones who cohabited with the Jews, so why weren't they punished? The Moabite women, the Midianite women, they're the ones
they actually killed them. They killed all of the women. When it was a war with when Yehoshua went to war, Moshe sent them to war, and so they kill all of the men. They brought the women back, and Moshe said, well, you brought all the women that war with the Jewish men, you have to kill them. And they kill all the women, and not only these women, but all of the women that ever had relations with the men, even little girls. So they had to bring them next to the Mishkan, I think. So it was like a very, very clear sign. They were like pull aside or something next to the altar. I don't remember exactly, but I think next to the altar they were pulled aside, so we know exactly who had relations with men or not. So they were perverts. So they even some children had relations. crazy.
Okay, so what did the Ammonites do to Jews that were spiritually bad? Like the Moabites, okay, they sent Bilam, but what did the Ammonites do?
Ammonites. So they were part of it. So they actually they hired Bilam to do everything.
The Moabites did that.
Moabites. I mean,
Yeah.
no. Okay. No, go ahead.
So
Media. So one second. Who went to seduce the Jews? Midianite's woman, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So Midianites were punished. Okay. But this Balak was from Moab.
Yes. So, but what about?
So he's actually whatever was done on his order, on his request. Yes, other people went, but he was the one who ordering the killing all of the Jews.
So what did the Ammonim do? Like, what did they do spiritually then?
They want to curse the whole nations of Israel before this incidents of what happened, right? So they had they wanted to kill all of the Jews. How? By cursing them.
On the way when you said.
Through the Bilam, the nation asked Bilam to come, right, to curse the Jews. So it's all of the nations, even though it was one king, but it was all of the nations was, of course, agree with that's what needs to be done.
So Ammon and Moab, they both called him Bilam.
It's actually if you read when they went to invite them, yes, it was Moab, and Ammon came to Bilam. Why? Because he was I think he was from Midian. I think originally he was from a Midian, or he helped them, whatever the story is. So they say, okay, please come with us, so to invite him. Right. So they were they were neighbors. They were lowest of the nations.
Thank you so much, Rabbi.
Yes, that's very, very good question. So you have to look into deep to understand but the bottom line, this spiritual death, right, is much worse than a physical one. Right. So then that's why during the Holocaust, some of the parents they try to hide the children by the Christians, right? So maybe in the monastery, stuff like that, right? But other parents say, look, if we're going to give them to Christians, they're going to be raised as a non-Jews, and they're going to go against HaShem. So it's better for them to be killed. You understand? Of course, it's not the choice that you ever want to make, but that's what some holy parents actually made this choice, right? So they prefer their children to be killed than go to this monastery, because they then understood what could happen to them. Spiritually, physically they would survive, but spiritually they would not survive, most likely.